I guess we're going to get started here. So thank you everybody for showing up this afternoon for getting started with BioOne Complete. My name is Jessica Harrington. I'm a research librarian here at KDLA. I'm also got Alicia McGrath in the chat as well, so she's going to be assisting. So if you have any questions as we go along, just type them in the chat and we'll get to them. We'll also have some time at the end, so if you have any more questions at the end, you can ask then as well. You can also use the chat if you have any tech issues. Hopefully we'll be able to get those handled pretty quickly. There will be a slide PDF available after the presentation. The webinar is being recorded and will be made available on our website as well. So, if you need captions, their captioning should be available. You can either click yes at the top of the screen. There might be a stream text link. I'm not sure if they've got that or not. So if it is, it'll be in the chat. So hopefully we can get this started. All right, so BioOne Complete is a research database that's available through the Kentucky Departments for Libraries and Archives. Basically, any state employee with an account can get access to this. You can get to it by going to kdla.ky.gov, and then at the top there's the drop-down box for state employees, and it says Research Databases, and it's actually just the very first one listed, so it's pretty easy to find for that. And all you will need once you clicked on that is to put in your KDLA library card number and your password, and it should take you straight to it. Yep, stream text link is in the chat for those of you who need it. All right, so BioOne Complete is a database that focuses specifically on biology, ecology, all the environmental sciences. So very scientific focused for this database. It covers a very wide range of topics, everything from zombie spiders, mountain sustainability, wildfire patterns, COVID-19, ingested plastics and captured wildlife. It covers a pretty broad range. So lots of articles and journals that could be useful if it's related to your particular field. So there's a couple of different ways of accessing resources for BioOne Complete. At the top, there's an option called Browse, which is if you just want to kind of take a look and see what's available there. It's a good option for you. When you click on Browse, there's a couple of different ways you can kind of see what's here. The first one is you can just browse by title. So if you're looking for a particular journal or publication, you can click on titles and you can it's alphabetical. So you can just go to A and it'll pull up everything for A, etc. There are more than 200 titles available on BioOne Complete. So there's lots to choose from, and they cover a pretty broad range of topics. If you look at a particular issue, you can look at the current issue, and you can also look at the past issues that are available on BioOne Complete. Those would all be listed on the description of them. You can also browse by publisher. So if there's like a particular society or publishing group that you are trying to see what all publications they have that's available, you can search usually just by publisher's name, and it will list every publication they have available on BioOne Complete. So for example, on this one, Sage Publishing has a couple of different journals available: Air, Soil, and Water Research, Environmental Health Insights, an International Journal of Insect Science, Feline Medicine and Surgery, and Tropical Conservation Science. So they have several different ones available. Or they may only have one, such as the Society for Freshwater Science only just has the one Freshwater Science magazine journal. Sorry. If you're less interested in a specific title or publisher, you can actually search by subject as well. They have it narrowed down to 12 different topics here listed, and you can just click on a particular subject that is your focus, and it'll show you all of the publications available for that particular subject. So you can see listed beside each subject how many different publications are available for that one. So environmental sciences has 33, veterinary sciences has 13. So there's several publications available for each subject, and it kind of varies between the subjects how many there are, but hopefully what you're looking for would be useful. Let's see. So browsing is a great way to kind of get used to and taking a look and seeing what's available for BioOne Complete, especially if you're not entirely sure what you're looking for yet. But for most people, when they start looking into a research database, they're going to start with a search option first. So for most cases, you're going to start with a quick search. It's going to be on the very first home page when you first open BioOne Complete. It'll be in the top right-hand corner. So this is just the quick search. Most people are going to use this when they just want to get started, usually for just a basic keyword search. So just type in the subject you're looking for and then hit the little search button, and it's going to pull up a big list of search results that you can then kind of narrow down and kind of refine based on the information that you're actually looking for. So for example, when you pull up a search results page for wildfire patterns, it'll tell you how many search results were found. In this case, it has over 1,500 results for this particular phrase. And then beyond that, you're able to kind of sort. You can sort it by relevance. So obviously, the more relevance to wildfire patterns as a topic, it's going to be closer to the beginning. And you can also display more than 25 per page. It gives you a couple more options. You can also read just kind of a quick summary of the particular article that's listed. So sometimes there's an abstract actually available that you can click on underneath it and actually just read the abstract on the search results page. You don't actually have to go in to the actual paper. So less movement as far as clicking on new pages and going back and forth. So within your search results, you can actually, on the left-hand side, you can actually refine what you're looking for here. So you can search within your results. So if you wanted to add another keyword term, it'll only search within the results you've already gathered. You could also narrow it by year. So if you're looking for older articles or specifically very recent articles, you can change the year range or even narrow it down to a single year as well. You can also limit it by a publication title. If you're looking for articles from a particular publication, you can start typing that title in that box and it'll pop up the publication, and you can narrow it down specifically to that one. Or you can click and view a list of all the publication titles that are pulling up from your search results. So maybe you're not entirely sure which one, but you know it's one of them. There's also going to be a list of keywords that are further down, and these are going to be common keywords based on the search results you've given. So obviously, if you're looking at wildfire patterns, the most common keyword you're going to find is fire. There's also going to be some other ones like climate change or restoration or prescribed fire. So you can actually narrow down based on suggested keywords that might help find more relevant results than what you're finding it to begin with. And you can also narrow down as well by a specific author or affiliation that the author might have. And if y'all have any questions, just feel free to pop those in chat as we go. So here's an example of what an article page was going to look like. So this one is specifically zombie spiders, so it seemed like a more interesting topic to look at. For this, you're going to have the abstract is going to be the first thing you're going to see, and if you scroll down, you'll actually be able to read the article on this page. You can also click on figures and tables in the center here, and that will actually show you just the figures and the images and tables that that might be in the article. So you don't have to read all of the text if you're just looking for the figures and information that they might, and charts and graphs that they might have included in their information. You can also skip and just read the references, so see kind of where they pulled their information from if you're doing specific research. And you can also do cited by, which is usually if somebody within the BioOne Complete cited this particular article in their own paper. Sometimes they'll link forward as well, which is pretty useful. Over on the right, you can download the paper if you wanted to save it to your computer. You can share it. You can get the citation, however you need to do to keep track of that for yourself for the future use. You can also see the article source, which is a little further down on the page. It'll tell you what journal it came from, the volume, issue, year, etc. And you can also use that article source if you wanted to just look at the issue that article came from. Sometimes they might have similar subjects around the same time period that might be relevant as well, that you can always try and check out. Another option that you may not have noticed at the top, there is a language option. You can change your language. This is from Google, so it's there might be some slight issues as far as correctness for it, but it is a quick and easy way of changing your language if you would like it in a different one. All right, so if you want to go a little bit beyond the basic quick searches, you do have the option of doing the advanced search. This is available from the home page. Above the search box, there is a little button that says advanced search. And what that does is it pulls up this pop-up box. And from here, you can start adding in the information that you do know. So you can put in the keywords in the first box, and you can use specific author names or publication titles in the next boxes. You can add more fields. You can use the and, or, and not. So if you're looking for this keyword and this keyword, you can do both those together. But you can also use the maybe you want wildfires, but you don't want the climate change, so you can use not to exclude some specific keywords that you don't want in the articles you're looking for. You can also narrow this specifically by publication title before you even do the search, so you can actually click choose titles and choose specific ones, including multiples. You don't have to narrow it down to a single title. You can choose multiple titles, as well as narrowing down the publication years to a particular range or to a single year. And then you would hit search, and it would pull up another search results similar to the previous basic search you had done. And just because you use the advanced search, you can continue to refine and filter your results the same way you would with the basic search. It has all the same options. So just because you didn't put it in your advanced search doesn't mean you can't continue to add these features as you go and narrow down what you're looking for. Finally, another thing you can kind of do is you can create an account for yourself. Basically, you're becoming a registered user, and what this does is it lets you create email alerts if you're looking for specific topics, or you can favorite journals that you like to read and keep following. You can also save searches so that you can go back and do a particular search again if you are in the future, so you don't have to keep putting in the same information over and over. You can keep track and it'll actually save that search for you. And then you could just rerun it and find new results if you need to, or to go back through and find the research you had already found before. This is in addition to your access already provided through KDLA. So you will, obviously, you would have set up and created the access with your library library card and password at this point. But this lets you save it to your own personal links and as well. So those are pretty useful to keep handy. And does anybody else have any questions? I'm going through this kind of quick, but it's pretty straightforward, I think. All right, well, this is going to be a pretty short one, I think. So I do want to say thank you to the Institute of Museum and Library Services who sponsored this webinar. They're pretty critical as far as the funding for things like this. So there will be a link to a survey for this webinar in the chat. So your responses are pretty important and useful to us personally, and it's also important for our continued funding in the future as well. So if you could please just try and make sure you do fill out that survey. As I said before, this webinar has been recorded and will be made available online. Yeah, there's the survey link for anybody who needs it. And the slides and a certificate will be mailed to everyone who participated today. So we'll hang around for a little while longer. And if you all have any questions, just please let us know. All right. Well, I think this is going to be it. So thank you, everyone, for coming, and thank you, Alicia, for assisting. So I'm going to end this recording here, and I hope you all have a good afternoon.